Hello and welcome. On a day where RCB Australia lost the first T20I to New Zealand, and an uncapped player in Devon Conway, uncapped IPL player, not international, uncapped IPL player in Devon Conway basically cleaned house. Welcome. This is our IPL Auction pod. I'm Siddhant Pradhan. Alongside me, I'm the club cricketer, of course. We have Aditya Devrat, our disrespected former journalist. And bottom of the screen, we have Mr. Ian Jagan. Why he's supporting Pune Warriors, we have no idea. Um,
We should
but
we should make it clear for the audio version that
yeah,
Ian randomly, because this is an IPL pod, has decided to dig out a Pune Warriors India flag. For those of you who don't remember, Pune Warriors India existed for about 2 seasons or 3 seasons in the early 2010s. And as an IPL team, they joined in 2010, they left in 2013. They were shit throughout.
basically.
And
Uh,
and right here you have your biggest fan.
so he's still our isolated third man. Um, biggest fan from his bedroom.
It's 2
Um,
more days.
only 2 more days. Oh, sweet. Okay, that's a fun one, isn't it? Right. So let's get straight into it. First and foremost, before we go on to discussing who got picked and who didn't pick, um, let's start with the news, of course, that the IPL is going to be expanding to 10 teams within the next couple of seasons. Um, stupid
Pune
idea.
is back. Is Pune back?
They haven't decided who's getting the new franchises, but it could well be Pune.
Oh, we don't know yet,
It's us.
either neither of us are at DY anymore, so we can't even go and watch the team lose at DY.
Yeah, that
So-
sucks.
Sad, but no, I mean I don't understand why they want to expand anyway. It's just such a bad idea. It's been done before. It didn't work. It complicated things and made that whole you play.
I mean,
whatever.
Listen, you know why though. It's like the answer to why is very obvious.
I know, but it didn't work. I mean, the last time they tried it, it did not work. It just complicated affairs, and it didn't matter how much money they were making.
But nothing other than how much money you're making ever matters.
Also true.
Why does this confuse you?
No, it's not confusing me at all. I'm just thinking, why are they going down a road that they've already gone down?
If they didn't go down that road before, I wouldn't have been here like this. Woohoo!
Also true.
So
Also
there you
true.
go. That's the answer.
Also. No, but seriously, what do you guys think? Is it? I mean, I just think it's a stupid idea, but what do you reckon?
I agree with you. I don't think it makes any sense. I think the last time we've seen 10-team IPLs, what really ended up happening was that we just had two shitty teams, honestly. And although we end up having two shitty teams in an 8-team IPL, so I guess that doesn't really change. But yeah, I think it could work if they pick the right cities. I honestly don't think Pune was a great choice for a franchise. I think if you go a little outside of the main cities, a place like, I don't know, Ranchi maybe, or Ahmedabad or something like that, where you'll get bigger crowds and you go away from the big cities, it's better. It'll help. Otherwise, yeah, not a big fan.
No, I think you're right. I think Ahmedabad is the one that they wanted to get in. That's why they've done this, because they've built this fancy new stadium.
Yeah, they
And
have to showcase.
they have to show it off. They don't have anybody to play there. What are they going to do with life?
True.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
After their quota of matches gets played out in this England India series, 5 T20s and the test match, the 2 test matches.
No, but you see now Ahmedabad is like the center of India because of Mota Bhai. So I mean, it'll be part of their thing. Anyway, so they'll probably have an Ahmedabad franchise and then they'll just randomly pick one out of a hat and Yellow IPL team.
Yeah.
I
don't
pretty
have
likely.
to say about it. I think it's good as is, and yeah, it's fun as is. I think they should leave it.
Yeah, I
That's
don't. I think 8 teams is enough. I think, and it's worked over. What is it now? It's been 13 years of the IPL. 2021 will be the 14th year of IPL cricket. So it'll be. I mean, it's worked. It's been a very good format and a really good tournament. To be honest, I mean, I never started off as an IPL fan, but there are ways and things that have actually made it exciting for us, for all of us.
Yeah, it's been fun cricket quite often. And I mean, obviously, there's all the other extra stuff that goes on with it, with you guys with your with your interesting
Fantasy.
alternative take on fantasy that I'm supposedly joining this year.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the big other I forgot to mention that. That's the
You're
other big
going
news flash of the week. Devrat's been added to our IPL fantasy. That's
I've gotten commissioner approval. I think that is the big story of the week.
You're
Yeah.
going down, dude, down.
Also just for information, we had an IPL, we had a fantasy wins and like one of those Olympic medals.
Whatever.
Hang on, let's just go down this road and finish this before he complains again. We had this medals chart, right? And of course, it was listing all the people that had won, right? Everybody else has won at least one medal. Guess who hasn't won a single one? Like in the initial list, his name didn't even show up, so he was spared the embarrassment. Then they adjusted it, and uska naam basically niche aaya, right at the bottom, 000.
There's no better year than this year.
Keep telling yourself that. And next year.
Dude, you have the fantasy cricket league expansion to worry about as well now with one extra player.
Yeah,
he's don't worry, he's not a danger.
Once y'all get ready to like PayPal your money or something, I'm not gonna be the local guy just paying up for all of you.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll square our bills later. I mean, my bill with you will anyways get squared in beer. He'll have to PayPal it anyway. That's a different story.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna get SP to finance my ticket for the World Test Championship. I'm gonna win and SP's gonna pay for that.
You're going to owe me money. You'll have to pay for my ticket after coming here.
There's a lot of owing and a lot of.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Everyone updates in me.
Anyway, let's move on to the actual IPL auction that took place last week. Firstly, RCB Australia. Oh my God, today that was just brilliant. Did you guys see that team? Literally every one of their top 8 had played for RCB at some point. Every single one.
And it's 5 current RCB players, right? In that 11 today?
Yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable. And guess what? The most RCB thing ever happened to them.
They lost.
They lost.
They lost big.
They lost big.
Yeah.
Very clear.
And they lost to someone who's completely unknown, uncapped. He was not even sold and went at base price. No one picked him up. Devin Conway made 99 not out. Unbelievable inning.
You might just see him coming in as a replacement if anyone get injured. You never know.
Yeah, that might be. That's an unbelievable replacement to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you think they would have picked him knowing that he'd be the one player that wouldn't leave because he's not in the New Zealand Test squad.
Mm-hmm. True.
Anyway, moving on.
That's going to be another talking point towards the end when people are missing the England-New Zealand Test series to play IPL.
But this is also true.
Yeah, if they do, I mean, I think Williamson might actually play the IPL ahead of the Test matches, and it's a similar problem that Bangladesh having for the Test matches against Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
More than likely, Saqib is he's asked for permission to miss the Test matches. So
no, I mean it's a problem for for smaller countries. Anyway, that's not what we're here to discuss, and we're not we're not here to discuss who's
here to discuss the super picks of IPL auction.
We are going to talk about the main 4 big players that have been scooped up during this IPL auction. Let's start with the biggest one. I see one though we know was going to go to Mumbai Indians. That's already been done. Let's talk about the main one, the one player that no one expected anybody would pick him. And I think CSK are just trolling. They've picked Pujara because basically they want to see Ashwin shave half his face off.
That's going to be epic, dude.
I think Srinivasan just decided that, I have a free 50 lakhs just lying around somewhere. Pujara's done good for our test team. Let me just give it to him like this. Otherwise, everyone will accuse me of, I don't know what random accusations they can throw at me. But yeah, this way I can show Pujara my appreciation.
By the way, do you guys know that Pujara has a T20 100 for Saurashtra?
Yeah, I do know this.
I mean, that's like shocking information, isn't it? But
Can't wait to see.
He'll do it. He'll do it
Biggest
again.
I know it sits for a pick. Harbu.
Also, the news that Harbhajan Singh, who had the same base price as Glenn Maxwell and Steve Smith, actually got a team to pick him up. I mean, what kind of magic has he pulled on KKR to like make them pick him?
I don't think it was necessary, but again, yeah, definitely some sort of
Maybe
magic.
he's been spending too much time with Shah Rukh Khan, maybe just chilling and I don't know, while Harbhajan's doing his dance shows and whatnot, he's probably run across and started spending some time in these actor parties.
Okay. Let's now go through the teams and find some interesting picks. Of course, the other two that we wanted, Pujara we've discussed, Harbhajan Singh we've discussed. Arjun Tendulkar was bound to go to MI because पता नहीं जयवर्धने को पैसा खिलाया है कि the Ambanis have some hold on him. I don't know. However that works, however you want to see it. Also, we had to discuss one more really stupid thing that has happened. Punjab have decided that they're going to change their name from Kings 11 to Punjab Kings.
Great. That's going to revolutionize the franchise.
Wait,
everything's gonna change.
There's only one response to that.
You know where they got that from, right? What's the result? Slow claps.
Slow claps.
You know where they got that from, right?
From what, CSK, and they decided to downgrade themselves?
No, they got that from. They took that leaf out to the West Indies cricket board, turning Cricket West Indies.
And Windies cricket, that was the best.
Sorry, no. It was more Windies cricket than Cricket West Indies.
Remember when West Indies turned to Windies?
It's still Windies, isn't it? It's officially still.
No. They changed it back.
Oh, they changed it back. Oh, okay.
They changed it back.
I don't know. I don't know what
Cameron
Cameron was really thinking, man.
So should we find out if Dave Cameron has ended up at Punjab Kings now?
We should. DWC.
If Dave Cameron has ended up there, Chris Gale's leaving for sure.
Fortunately, no. Chris Gale has an even bigger Twitter celebrity with him at Kings 11. His name is Wasim Jafar. Absolutely brilliant.
What were you mentioning about Harbhajan partying with Shah Rukh Khan? Is Shah Rukh Khan now part of RCB?
We're talking about different Shah Rukh Khan.
This is true. That is well played.
Well, you got to be clear for the viewers, right? Come on, I don't know.
Oh, by the way, you're wrong. He's not part of RCB. He's part of Punjab Kings.
Punjab, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Shah Rukh Khan, the cricketer, is at Punjab Kings. Shah Rukh Khan, the actor, is still the team owner of KKR. Let's be clear.
Anyway, Punjab changing their name is not going to change anything. They are still going to be very hot for the first 3 weeks of the tournament, and then everything goes to shit from there.
Chris Gale will have one crazy innings. One innings where Rahul makes him run a single and he injures himself, then he misses the next 2 weeks.
And then they'll replace CG with Conway from New Zealand.
No, so they made some interesting picks. Let me go through the ones that I like. Okay, obviously Shah Rukh Khan for the name. David Malan's a good pick, number 1 T20 batsman in the world for a bit.
Yeah,
and he can biff it. So, and he doesn't play.
We saw him in Tests and laughed him out of there, but he's a decent T20 player.
But T20 player, yeah, he's been doing well. They've picked up Moises Henriques, who's no, yaar. Just no.
Excellent mustache game. That's all you can say about it.
Good mustache, nothing else. Jalaj Saxena is actually a very good Indian pick. Because he can double up and he bowls decent off spin. I don't know how effective he'll be, but it's an interesting one. They've also picked up, for all you West Indians out there, Fabian Allen.
Yeah.
I think he could be a real the X factor. Getting Fabian Allen at base price 75 lakhs. I think he's really good with the bat. Could be explosive with the bat, good with the ball, excellent fielder. I think he could be a real.
Allen could be a bonus, but the other question then is, with both Ravi Bishnoi and Jalaj Saxena, would they need another third sort of spinning foreigner? I don't know.
Well, I guess less of the spinning aspect from Fabian Allen and more for the explosive hitting at the end. I think if depending on the batting combination, they could find him at number 5 or number 6. depending on how the top order goes.
Now, the way I'm looking at this, their 4 overseas players are going to be Gale,
Puran.
Puran, and then you pick 2 out of Milan, Moises Enriques, Jai Richardson, and Riley Meredith, and Chris Jordan.
Well, they
And
definitely.
I think Chris Jordan would probably have a higher chance than any of the rest of their names.
No, in fact, I think Jai Richardson is the one that I would go with. He's probably the most pedigreed bowler out the lot.
Yeah,
So-
I agree with Sid on that one. I do believe Chris Jordan has it in terms of experience and stuff, but in terms of them playing in their best 11, definitely Jai Richardson.
Yeah,
Would be
I would
there.
agree. All right, let's move on quickly from Punjab Kings with a ridiculously stupid rebranded name. That's just dumb. We will move on to everybody's favorite losers, RCB. Okay, the other joke with RCB is now remember that every time you want to know who's going to play Test cricket for India, look at this team. So वहाँ से
Because-
the next bowler will come out of RCB.
Yeah. Navdeep Saini, now Mohammad Siraj. Now I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe
So-
KS Bharat gets a game in as a wicketkeeper, backup wicketkeeper when
Bharat could get, yeah. but no. So they picked 2 magnificent Australian players. I don't know why everybody loves Australian players so much. They forgot Conway and they've gone and picked Glenn Maxwell, which, okay, I can understand. Maxi. But this is the one that I'm looking at and I'm cringing inside. Everybody's favorite T20 legend, Dan Christian.
Dan Christian. I think Dan Christian has like close to some record for the most T20 tournaments won.
Yeah, because he's been
Okay.
playing T20 since its inception, practically. They also
I
picked
don't
up.
know. Was Maxwell going for that much money? I don't know. He has it in him, yes, but consistently, he hasn't been stringing too many performances together. I mean,
He's gone from he's basically gone from the big show to the big slow.
big no. Yeah, I don't know.
No. Also, they picked up Chota Sachin baby.
Second baby, yeah.
Yeah. But also a couple of good picks. I think Kyle Jamison's a good pick because he can biff it. And it'll be a good quick bowler to have. And Mohammad Azharuddin, who actually lit it up in the Saeed Mushtaq Ali Trophy for Kerala, scored 100 against Mumbai. Big things, good batsman. You never know. But
just for Ian's benefit, we should clarify now that Mohammad Azharuddin is not the former India captain who's being unretired or.
I was wondering. Thanks to the clarification.
So this team again still remains far too overtly dependent on both AB de Villiers and Kohli and the batting. Hopefully they give Washington Sundar a bit more of a go up the order. I feel he's probably better.
Yeah.
That especially after his Test debut and all of that. But yeah, and they also had Daniel Sams from last year. Other than that, pretty standard. Nothing really has changed at RCB except for Maxwell coming in and for whatever.
If I'm not wrong, Daniel Sams was traded. Daniel Sams originally was from Delhi Capitals. I think he was traded.
Yeah,
he
got
traded. Okay. Yep. So Daniel Sams is with them as well. So that'll be an interesting one. But there's a lot of Australians and quite unnecessarily so.
They basically traded Aaron Finch. They gave up Aaron Finch and took Glenn Maxwell. I don't know how good of a trade or a swap that was, but
I mean, to be fair, to be fair, Finch was pretty shit last year.
Both of them were. That's why Finch, he said in a post, he's not surprised he wasn't picked. I mean, Maxwell, I just think he's super lucky to have gotten
in.
Chosen. Yeah.
Right. Let's move on to the defending champions with the second stupidest name in the entire IPL, Mumbai Indians.
We didn't talk about this in the great picks part, but Piyush Chawla getting the auction purchase.
I think that's you know what? Funnily enough, that's actually a decent pick because IPL. He does do okay. He's not a bad bowler. He's a leg spinner. He gives you an option.
But they've
Nah,
given up
I'm
Jayant
not, I'm
Yadav
not
for
sold
play
on
this.
that
every
one.
game.
I'm not sold on that.
I think he's
Especially
just,
to MI, I'm not sure.
he's just backup. Basically, when they don't want to play Jayant Yadav, they play him.
More so, he's backup for Rahul Chahar.
Yeah, that's my point. Because
Well, I mean, that's what he is.
yeah,
That's exactly what
Yeah.
he is. But
yeah, that's exactly
But
what
to
he
get
is.
him for, I think, how much was he so far? Four crores? 4 or 5 or I'm not sure, but
can look this up
I'm not
very
sure he was
quickly.
needed, but yeah, they went that route. So I saw they
But
also
2.
picked a nice
2.4
youngster
crores. So there you
from
go.
South Africa.
so they have an interesting squad, and actually the one pick that really interested me was Arjun Tendulkar. No, I'm just messing with you guys. No,
The South African.
no, not no. So there's two that well, Marco Jansen and of course the niche bomb, Jimmy Neesham.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's a good player to have. Actually, he can go long. He bowls
Neesham's a
some
good pick.
decent medium pace. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a good.
I would take Jimmy Neesham over Nathan Coulter-Nile, who they've been persistent with for quite some time, but I think I'd choose Jimmy Neesham over him.
Yeah, I would too.
And now having picked Arjun Tendulkar, they actually have a sort of young backup fast bowler.
Yeah.
You
Do
know,
you think
I'm
he's going to
very
feature in the
interested in
11?
seeing him.
Is he going to feature in the 11?
The thing is, if they don't play either Adam Milne, who's somehow recovered from injury, in case and nobody remembers who Adam Milne is, please go rewatch videos of the 2015 World Cup, and everyone will be reminded.
Yeah.
But he's basically an out-and-out New Zealand quickie. Of course, they pick Coulter-Nile again for much less money. And other than that, I think it's a solid team anyway. You know that the batting's been
Yeah, I think it was solid from the inception.
yeah,
from the
solid
beginning.
from the inception. Not too much.
Yep.
Good backup, and with Neesham there and Milne and Coulter-Nile, I think fast bowling stocks as well have been improved. And just the
Definitely.
only interesting thing is whether Arjun Tendulkar really is the son of God or no.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
He'll probably play a game or two towards the end of the season when they're like, hopefully once they've sealed qualification pretty early.
Yeah. Let's move on to one of the more interesting teams who badly needed a rebrand when they did do it, so that they could get rid of Danny Morrison saying double D's on TV. The Delhi Capitals.
Double D.
The double D's. So they're now the Delhi Capitals. Couple of good picks. Sam Billings is a good pick. Tom Curran, I'm not convinced by. And Steve Smith, that's the big question.
Steve Smith is literally just Ricky Ponting is coach there, so he's decided, okay, let me get Steve Smith. That's it's one from one former Australian captain to the other.
But is he really a good T20 player? I mean, I'm not convinced by Smith. I never have been in T20 cricket. I mean, he's a complete god in every other format.
Yeah, I'm not so with him being part of that team. I think the batting is with the local Indians are there in the top 5. Then you have the likes of Marcus Stoinis, all-rounder, Hetmeyer. Then Sam Billings was a good cover for Rishabh Pant. I think in terms of the batting, he's not necessarily needed or will find a spot easily. Because at the end of the day, it will be a toss-up between Hetmeyer and Steve Smith competing for that number 4 position, number 4 or 5, depending.
But I mean, the other thing is they have so many players that can go hard. They maybe just need one who can sort of nurdle it and nudge it around and keep one end going.
I think it. I mean, Dhawan is there who could do that. Iyer is there who could do that. You know,
That's true.
I think
the new and improved Punch could do that as well.
Yeah,
I think that's the problem with DC though. I think you do have a lot of players who have who like people like Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw, Shreyas Iyer. They all have like amazing power and timing when they want to, but they also can get bogged down, especially in T20 cricket. We've seen it. And I mean, Dhawan, to be fair, has adapted his game for T20s in the last year or so, and it's been good to see. But but you know that those 3 are like automatic picks in the 11, and there is a chance that all 3 of them can get bogged down at the start of an innings.
Exactly. And
so
with
then
that
if you
being
put Steve Smith in that 11 after that.
Yeah. Again, with that being said, Hetmeyer needs to prove himself a bit more, but he's more of a natural player who could come in and hit the ball from hit the ball from ball one.
Listen,
If he could get it together.
Everyone has been excited about two West Indians, and they are yet to, sort of
really do anything.
Shoot down that tag of being calypso cricketers. One, of course,
is Sid won a good set of bottles of rum in the last fantasy just because I hit my.
Oh yeah, I did. I definitely did. And Ian's enjoyed the fruits of my bets.
There you go. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Also, there's a complete waste.
It's a tough one. I mean, it depends on what happens, depending on the courses and how they need to find the right balance. Simple.
Also, they've picked up one. Before we move on, they've picked up one complete. I mean, there's just one player that is a complete waste of money in the IPL, and that is Umesh Yadav. He's never been a good limited overs bowler. I don't know why people keep picking him. Honestly, Test match cricket, I understand. He's done really well for the Test team. Limited overs, please stay away from him. Yeah, everybody's going to get
he's going to give you that one or two hot games, and he's really hot to rip through the top part of 1-2 teams, and then he's going to go cold. I guess getting him at base price 1 crore wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but he's also going
to don't bowl him in the death. That's fine.
But he also brings that RCB stench with him.
But speaking of RCB stench, half the Indian test team is now in this Delhi Capitals squad, huh? Because you've got Rahane, you've got Pant, you've got Umesh. I mean, okay, he's not in the 11, but Umesh is in and around the Indian test squad. Ishant, Ashwin, Akshar Patel, Prithvi Shaw. That's our test side practically, or test squad.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad. No, that's the thing. They're a good adaptable. I think Delhi are a good shot for this year's title, actually.
They were in the final last year.
As they were last year.
As they were last year. They came pretty close last year as well, losing in the final. Right. Moving on to CSK, who, to be fair, need to get rid of that tag of Buddha, standing on one leg, kind of creaky old legs team. And they did that, and then their first pick in the draft was in the auction was bloody Pujara, who's got 2 creaky knees, had 3 knee operations, and honestly, I don't know why Srinivasan was like, "Chal beta, main isko bhi thoda paisa deta hu." But yeah, that's one. And then of course the controversy's child Moeen Ali.
I think Moeen Ali is a good pick. Honestly, I mean, he's a good T20 batsman. He may not be an effective bowler in India, but I mean, I think he comes in. He's reliable enough as a batsman that you can take that risk.
And he's getting a lot of rest. He's getting a lot of rest now. Now that he's no longer part of the test team, right?
That was a controversy up here.
Now that he's chosen to fly home, right?
Yeah, he chose to fly home, didn't he? They also picked up Krishnappa Gautam, which is an interesting pick because he's a bit of a utility player, and you think that in Chennai on those slow wickets, he'd be pretty handy.
I guess fit for the local player also.
Yeah. Not bad. Other than that, I mean, they really need to add to their squad, and they haven't done. And
they haven't gotten any younger. That was the biggest issue with them, is that they're such an old side, and I don't think they've gotten that much younger because the frontline players are still all the veterans.
No, but this is a Dhoni team if I've ever seen one. I mean, there's going to be one more season for Karan Sharma, who's going to get hammered. Pujara will play 1 game, and then he'll just be sitting on his ass the rest of the time. Moeen Ali is going to get slaughtered while bowling. I don't know what his batting is going to come up with. And you're right, they haven't got
Bravo.
And yeah, I mean, no, man. CSK, they've shot themselves in the foot in this auction, to be quite honest. They had a lot of better options to pick from, and they haven't done anything. So I think they're going to struggle. And also towards the end of it, I think Dhoni's captaincy has also gotten a little stale over time.
He's gonna. I think I'd be very surprised if this isn't his last season. Honestly.
Yeah, probably. I mean, again, he's not playing any other cricket now, so yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. From that, we go on to the next team, Rajasthan Royals, who I picked up a couple of good players, and they've picked up somebody called fake Kuldeep Yadav. I mean, what is fake Kuldeep Yadav? What does he bowl? If this guy bowls Chinaman, ye kya dalega? He's a batsman. He's useless. What is it? I don't know.
We'll find out. I don't know.
We'll find out, I guess. But
He's a bowler, I think. But
it's Kuldeep with an I.
yeah.
Cool.
Kuldeep, not DWP.
Kuldeep.
Kuldeep. Fake Kuldeep.
Rajasthan also under new captaincy, yeah. Sanju Samson.
Yeah, good for Sanju Samson, man. I'm a little upset that he didn't get picked for the England T20 side. I didn't think he did too much wrong in that last T20I series. Did not get a call up there. But no,
Yeah,
good.
that was surprising. But the story there is that they dropped Steven Smith to make Sanju Samson captain.
Is that no? I mean, there's so much irony in that.
Yeah. Just to answer the question, Kuldeep Yadav, is that ultimate seduction of cricket, a left arm fast bowler.
I was not expecting that.
That was well. I mean, we did expect he thoda googly marega, but not that kind of googly. It went from googly to bouncer very quickly. Anyway,
Don't
the other
forget they
team
picked up since. Yeah,
they
your
picked
favorite
up.
picked up.
No, 1 minute. First, I will come to him in a second. But who they have picked
That's
up
the
is
last.
they've picked up Liam Livingston, who doesn't do much. Is one of those very in between, a typical Rajasthan Royals pick. Good overseas player, doesn't do too well otherwise, but for minimal money, like they're fully moneyballing it again, right? Then they've picked up DY Patil's favorite son, Shivam Dubey. And they've picked up the Fizz, who blows hot, blows cold. I don't know, man. Never been sold on Mustafizur Rahman. And I mean, especially when you've already got Jaydev Unadkat in your team, do you want another one who can bowl slower balls? Oh, and so now they have 3 left-arm seamers, right?
Yeah.
They have they have the Fizz, they have Jaydev Unadkat, and they have fake Kuldeep.
Yep.
Wow, beautiful. But their pick of the draft, I think the pick of the entire draft is the IPL legend Chris Morris.
Oh my God.
Chris Morris.
Double millionaire Chris Morris.
I mean, he only
I'm
does
not
well in the
sure.
IPL. His international career has been just garbage.
But it doesn't matter. He's a good IPL player.
He's a very good IPL player. He's played for, what did he play for? CSK. He played for RCB last year.
He's played for Delhi at some point, if I remember
He played for
correctly.
Delhi as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
He's been
he
shipped
played for
around a bit,
Delhi.
Morris.
Yeah.
He's getting a bit older, so I guess this was a good pick for Rajasthan. It's an interesting squad. I mean, they don't really have any big name players other than Stokes, Butler, and Jofra Archer, the 3 Englishmen. And Sanju Samson, and yeah, he's really the only sort of big, and Rahul Tewatia now that he's also in the Indian T20I squad. But yeah, it's tough to see them getting beyond into the playoff stages.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually how given their reputation of like getting good Indian players, it's not a very Indian heavy team. It's a lot of Indian, like unknown Indian or younger Indian players, but like not ones you expect are gonna really do and take them into the playoffs.
Yeah, not much. I don't see them getting.
The big deal there is Kumar Sangakkara is now supreme overlord of everything Rajasthan Royals cricket. The coach has been fired. Shane Warne is no longer a mentor. It's all Kumar Sangakkara.
That you know what that Kumar Sangakkara is one of the smartest cricketers on the planet, so that might just work for them.
That's true.
So massive respect for. I mean, he's one guy. I have massive respect for.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a player, as a captain, conducted his affairs with the utmost dignity and really, really intelligent cricketer. So it should be maybe not a match made in heaven, but match made in Rajasthan. Winter wedding. Sorry.
Yeah, it is the wedding state.
Yeah, it is the wedding state. Yeah. Moving on, we will go on to our second favorite team in Bombay, Kolkata Knight Riders. I don't know which one's our favorite because we all hate Mumbai Indians anyway. Um,
Is Shah Rukh Khan still allowed? Still not allowed at Wankhede, by the way.
Apparently not.
Has that
He
ban
had,
been?
he had a 5-year ban, I think, no, for the shit that he pulled last time. Imagine he lives in Bombay, he's not allowed to go to the bloody cricket stadium. Too good. KKR, they've picked up Harbhajan Singh, which was big news, very big news. For what joy, I really don't know. I think maybe because they let go of Piyush Chawla, they needed backup. But I mean, if you need backup for Piyush Chawla, you're not doing well.
Maybe he's supposed to be Kuldeep Yadav's like personal coach.
Who, Harbhajan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Harbhajan might drop out halfway through the tournament and become a mentor or a coach.
I'm scared for those prospects. They've also picked up Mr. Chennai triple centurion himself, Karun Nair, who has been quite appalling in T20 cricket. They've also picked up
Pawan Negi.
They picked up Pawan Negi. They picked up Sheldon Jackson. If no one knows who Sheldon Jackson is, no, he is not from the Big Bang Theory. He is actually.
But he is, by the way, the only person you'll ever meet actually named Sheldon outside the Big Bang Theory.
That's also true. And no, he's not born in Goa. He's not born in Bombay. He is born, believe it or not, and he played all his cricket, believe it or not, for Saurashtra. So that is one very confusing mix. Anyway.
So now he plays for Pondicherry.
Puducherry,
sorry.
Basically, that means he's become old. Then they've picked up Shakib Al Hasan, which is a good pick. Shakib is we all know what Shakib can do. He's a fabulous player. We've already spoken about him being able to sit through the entire IPL and not play Test cricket against Sri Lanka because Bangladesh. And then they've picked up Ben Cutting, who's basically Mumbai Indians reject. Let's just call him that.
Basically, all the cutting chai memes that Mumbai Indians used to post, now KKR will post. That's all that's changed.
So basically, KKR have become like the Arsenal of the IPL. They're picking up all these rejected players from Real Madrid.
And hoping to finish in the top four
by some stroke of luck. No, honestly, if Andre Russell remains fit and they, get some good bowling performances, I don't see why they can't reach the playoffs. It's a powerful team. Shubman.
Yeah, I think they have a powerful team indeed.
It's a powerful
Captain Morgan there.
Yeah, Captain Morgan. They've got Tim Seifert, the New Zealand wicketkeeper as well. Obviously, the bowling attack looks good with some.
Do you think the New Zealand wicketkeeper will play when they have India's best ever wicketkeeper in their squad?
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is that team. This is that team.
DK.
Do you know what? I sincerely pray to God that he doesn't play. Simply because
why?
He will do
he's gonna win a game.
He'll do one of those and then he'll get picked to play for India again.
But jokes aside, I'm really excited to see Shiva Mave and Kamlesh Nagarkoti bowl together. I think we've been missing out on that.
No, we saw them last year and they were a bit hit or miss, to be quite honest.
I'm not looking forward for that.
But I'm expecting them to be more consistent now.
I think with a bit more domestic cricket behind them, they'll probably be more consistent as well. And remember, they'll also be playing hopefully they'll be playing in Calcutta, which is the fastest pitch in the country. So it'll be fun to see that because the ball does fly around. But other than that, you basically know who 3 out of their 4, or actually all 4 are going to be. It'll be interesting to see how much cricket Shakib ends up playing. But I just feel that 4 foreign players are always going to be Morgan, Russell, Narayan, and Pat Cummins. I don't see them changing that unless.
I think from last year things have started to change. Sunil Narayan is not necessarily a first pick, especially this year.
I was going to say that.
I think with Shakib Barung, he's not the definite first pick, and the fact that they have Harbhajan as cover if needs be, and Andre Russell and fitness, the two. Never a good look. So
Andre Russell and fitness.
No. If you want to extend the Arsenal metaphor, he is the ideal Arsenal player. Really good, always injured.
All Also true. And then, the real Kuldeep Yadav is also here. Hopefully he does well, because he's an exciting cricketer and everyone loves to see him doing well.
Yeah,
He is,
I
but
think
he hasn't. Even last year, Kuldeep didn't really do it that much for KKR. He didn't have that great of a
I
season.
mean, he was kept out by
yeah, his
Varun
confidence
Chakravarti,
got
who was
shot.
pretty good for them
Yeah,
last
he
year.
was really good,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I expected him to continue. In the
Yeah,
same
he'll
vein.
probably continue. So if they do play two spinners, it'll be those two. Or maybe Shakib.
Yeah.
So that's KKR. We have one
Last but
last
not
team to cover.
least,
One final team to cover. And that is the Sunrisers Hyderabad, who haven't really picked up anybody. They've picked up Mr. Glass Hamstrings himself, Kedar Jadhav, or as Ian likes to call him, Kedar Yadav. And
why?
and they've picked up Mujibur Rahman. Good pick. Interesting one,
Yeah.
actually. He's probably one of, well, after Rashid Khan, probably the most exciting bowler to have come out of Afghanistan.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's an interesting pick, but I'm not sure you'll have too much game time. Last time Mohamed Nabi barely got to play like 2 or 3 games. I'm not sure you'll have too much game time.
Yeah, when you know that Warner and Besto are pretty much guaranteed to be two of your foreign picks, and then you've also got Williamson and Holder and Rashid Khan. Sorry, Rashid Khan, Warner, and Besto are guaranteed to be 3. So you're picking your fourth between Holder, Mitch Marsh is still around somehow.
Exactly.
Kane Williamson. So you've got I think Mujib and Nabi both might struggle to get in the.
Exactly.
Their weakness still remains. They don't have a good quick a good Indian quick other than Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Okay, Natarajan's been great for them last year.
Yeah.
But
Khalil Ahmed.
Khalil Ahmed.
There's 2 players you want to chuck half-eaten vada paos at in this team. One of them is Khalil Ahmed. The other one you guys can name. Figure it out. He played a test match for India 2 weeks ago.
Shahbaz Nadeem is going to win a match with the ball for them. Just watch.
Shahbaz Nadeem will get hammered. Rishabh Pant will go after him. He'll become Jack Leach.
You're missing the one with a similar name like you, man. You're forgetting one.
Oh, am I forgetting Siddhant Kaul?
Yes, sir.
I never took him seriously to begin with.
Oh, and the second best wicketkeeper after Dinesh Karthik in Indian history, Riddhiman Saha.
Oh my God.
Saha might find himself in the top 5.
Saha's genuinely been a really good wicketkeeper. Whether he plays or not is a different issue.
Yeah.
They also have Mr. 3D himself, Vijay Shankar. But I mean, it's missing something. There's okay. They'll be heavily reliant. There's a big gap in the fast bowling, and
they need Bhuvi to stay fit and firing the entire time. I think.
Yeah, good
because
to see Bhuvi back in the T20I squad as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Right. Will they make it to the top 4? I'm not so sure.
I think your top 4. I want to say Mumbai are pretty much locked in, and Delhi. And then I think for the other 2 slots, they have a chance. I think it's between them. RCB will probably do something just to keep themselves in the race. I think the only 2 teams I would definitely, or I'd be confident in ruling out would be Rajasthan and Chennai. So I have the other 4 teams for the last 2 slots.
Yeah.
So I can take one. I can go Mumbai, Delhi, take a punt on Rajasthan and RCB.
Ooh, RCB? No.
Yeah.
No.
AB de Villiers, son. AB de Villiers. No. Remember the name.
No.
AB de Villiers. Yeah.
RCB did make the playoffs last time around. So.
Yeah, they did, to be fair. I mean, they're one of the better teams when they get their shit together. But it's like their bowling is like cannon fodder most times. I'm not even going to give a top 4. I'm just going to blow past it. Right. We'll move on to the unsold players. Few interesting names, obviously. There's 3 or 4 from the first bit of this list pop out for me. Alex Hales, Jason Roy, Evan Lewis, and Aaron Finch, all unsold. Unbelievable, that.
Yeah.
Vihari, you would expect not to be picked up. Alex Carey.
I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either. Kushal Pereira, Not surprising
Nah.
either. They're a little too inconsistent.
I'm
Sheldon Cottrell.
surprised that I'm surprised that Cottrell wasn't picked, man. I mean, I think apart from what you did to him last IPL, I think he's good with the new ball. I think they just need to use him better. He's not gonna finish nicely with at the end at the depth. If you use him 4 overs on the trot in the beginning, I think
Yeah,
Cottrell is a good pick with the new
fine.
ball.
I mean, very good new ball, white ball bowler. So
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
one. Here's one that caused some consternation in England and basically the whole country. By the whole country, I mean Michael Vaughan's Twitter feed was in uproar. Adil Rashid not getting picked. But I never expected him to be picked anyway. Other
Nah.
names from that list: Ish Sodhi, Kais Ahmad, and most of the other players are all sort of young Indian, uncapped kind of players. Devin Conway is the one that everyone's looking at, and also Martin Guptill not getting picked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Somehow Martin never finds his way in the IPL like that.
I don't know why that is. I mean, if you put him at the top of the order for RCB, he'd kill it. Absolutely kill it. I think he's a perfect fit for them.
probably.
He'd be
I
the
think right
perfect
now
player.
they're relying on what Devdutt Padikkal and maybe Virat Kohli or ABD to open.
Probably Kohli to open, yeah. Without
Yeah.
Finch.
Yeah, I think they go for Kohli.
Yeah. But then they didn't pick Devin Conway and they picked Glenn Maxwell. So I don't know what's going on.
Is anyone surprised that the Steve Smith clone didn't get picked?
No, not really.
Marnus, loving a shine.
Not a T20 player. Fabulous batsman, not a T20 player.
Yeah,
He was all right in the Big Bash though.
But I mean, the Big Bash this morning has been proven to be a shit T20 league. So let's not go there. They played their whatever Big Bash 11 and they got slammed. And
I'm not that surprised with Marnus. I think the guys that Sid mentioned initially, surprised that I think from a West Indian point of view, as I mentioned, Sheldon Cottrell, but Evan Lewis also. I think he could have found himself in a team.
I thought Evan Lewis should definitely have found himself in a team.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets picked up later on.
Yeah, maybe. What about Robin Powell? Another one who's gone unsold.
No, I don't think Robin Powell has proven himself that highly, like that much to gain a spot. No, I'm not that surprised. Hales and Jason Roy, definitely. Those guys.
Hales and Roy are the big ones.
Yeah. Another interesting one is Rassie van der Dusen. I thought he would have been scooped up by somebody. He's an interesting pick.
Yeah.
But obviously,
yeah.
Other than that, I mean, there's like ghosts of IPL past: Sean Marsh and Corey Anderson, Darren Bravo, and
Mohit Sharma.
Mohit Sharma, Billy Stanlake, Mitch McClenaghan, Mr. McFunny. Jason.
I would love to see Matthew Wade and Marnus Labuschagne back in the same in the same IPL team together at some point, just so they could like assault our ears with their commentary on being picked up on stump mic.
1 minute, our ears are being treated to Rishabh Pant. Why do you want to demean yourself like that, man? Alex Carey.
I was surprised, honestly. I was a little surprised. I know he hasn't really lived up to the hype from that one tour of India a couple of years ago, the series right before the World Cup. But I thought someone would still take a punt on him. Probably his base price was just too high.
Maybe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all the ones I can think of that would sort of give you anything interesting.
Pretty much.
Was remember the name in there? Carlos Prophet?
No.
Was he part of it?
No.
He wasn't part of it.
Not even part of the auction. Maybe he'll do some punditry on Cricket4 again.
I think he's the only cricketer to be playing in one of the leagues.
Oh, sorry, not the Big Bash. The
PSL. He's in the PSL.
The T20. Oh, I just read today that he's been picked up for the T20 Blast.
Oh, has he? Oh, sweet. I'm going to get to watch him in the summer. Damn, fun. Yeah, because they're going to allow fans at grounds after the 17th of May.
Yep.
That's one piece of good news. Thank you, Boris.
Any idea what the IPL fixtures aren't out, right?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
I mean, there's still quite a bit of time for the IPL, a couple of months before they really give it a go. The interesting bit is there was one school of thought saying that because of the rise in cases, they might have all the games in Bombay, because it's got three grounds in the Brabant Stadium, Wankhede, and DY Patil. So it might just they'd have the league phase there, and then they'd shift the playoffs to Ahmedabad. So that might be one thing. But of course, if they have a full-fledged IPL where everyone goes everywhere, then it'll be different.
Either way, it's gonna be fun, man.
It'll be very fun.
A lot of fun.
If it's being played all in Bombay, then I think the teams with good fast bowling will probably be more in it, because the pitches are a bit quicker than everywhere else. But obviously, you still get good purchase with the spinners, but most of those three pitches are quite flat, so be fun.
Yep.
Now, before we end, you guys have one very important job to do, and that is to give me the two names of the two new franchises that we're going to get.
And the point is, can we do better than Pune Warriors and Kochi Tuskers?
No, it's not Pune Warriors. It's Pune Warriors India. Show him the flag again.
No, Pune did worse than that with the next iteration of the Pune team. When it was what was it? Rising Pune Super Giants.
Yeah, they're equally stupid names. So basically, Pune's out. Pune is not getting a team, even though they built a grand stadium in the middle of nowhere at insane cost for no apparent reason. It's not even in Pune, man. It's like halfway between Bombay and
It's
Pune.
on the highway. We've tried getting it.
Anyway, Ahmedabad is going to get one franchise. That we know. That is a guarantee. And it'll either be... Ambani already has a team, so this one will be owned by Adani. So what is Adani going to name his team? Ahmedabad Chaiwalas? No, he can't name it Chaiwalas, surely. I don't know, man. What is he going to do? What Ahmedabad Aces or something? That'll actually be a good name for once.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I seriously, someone should ask me, man. I'll name the team for you instead of coming up with Rising Pune Super Giants. They might even bring back Gujarat Lions if they have a team in Ahmedabad, honestly.
Yeah, that was good.
Decent name, actually.
Gujarat Lions was a good name.
And it makes sense too, because it's the only state in India that actually has lions. Not Amit Shah and Narendra Modi. I mean, actual lions.
All right, I get one for y'all before we go. Very quickly. Off the bat. Winning team. Best bowler, best bowler, best batsman. 3 predictions.
Mumbai Indians is the winning team because paisa already khela hai. 3-peat is happening. Best batsman. That's a tough one, isn't it?
All right, I can start.
Just for joke's sake, I'm going to say Cheteshwar Pujara.
All right.
I'm going to go with, I think Mumbai's winning. I think Rishabh Pant will be your leading run scorer.
Ooh.
I think Arjun Tendulkar will be the leading wicket taker.
All right. So I can go with Delhi Capitals winning. I can go with AB de Villiers getting the most runs. And best bowler, you went with Arjun Tendulkar. I can go with Siddhant.
He's not.
Siddhant can find his way in there, don't worry.
He'll find his way over the line again. That's what will happen.
Oh
my gosh. The return of Srishant. That's a very, very good way to end. Thank you guys for watching and listening, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will obviously be posting more on the India-England Test Series and on the IPL as things happen. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, thanks for listening.
Cheers. Thanks.